Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Today, I'm excited to kick off another little mini-series sort of idea that I've been thinking about in my head. This is going to be kind of like a little docu-series on the exhilarating topic of transcribing a jazz solo. I'm going to transcribe a really nasty Miles Davis solo, in my opinion, or this is just going to be the first part. And I just thought that this would be a cool idea and possibly helpful to a lot of people to really give you the raw, unedited footage of like this experience and, seeing what I go through to do it and what I'm getting out of it. I think it can illuminate a lot for people trying to learn how to play this music and to hopefully have a rewarding approach to what they're doing. All right, so I had some other solos in mind that I was thinking about doing this with, but I decided to pick the Miles solo that I was actually talking about, or the recording a few videos back with Miles Davis live at the Blackhawk on No Blues when I was talking about Jimmy Cobb's ride cymbal. And I've always loved this solo too. It's really good, but I think that this would be a better one to share with everyone just because it's slower. It's going to be an easier one for me to transcribe. It'll be more clear. I won't have to slow down the speed of the recording much, probably, if at all, on this one. But I think this is good. A lot of people talk about the Miles Davis So What solo if you're new to transcribing, and that is a good recommendation. But this also, this is a blues in F, and this is a really cool solo. And I think that there's a lot to be gained out of this because, in education, a lot of people are always talking about, what to think and what to play over the harmony, everything, and that could be part of it, and that could be helpful as well. But when you really go to the source with something like this and go straight to the recordings, it just cuts to the chase, and it might, shine a light on some components of the phrase that you may not always think about, all right? So this is something that you're either going to think is a genius, really helpful idea, or maybe the stupidest idea I've ever done and put you to sleep. But let's see, because I guarantee I'm going to get excited as I go through this, alright? So, just a couple of logistic things before I get into it. So, usually when I transcribe myself, I like to handwrite them. It's just one book of stuff, but to give you an idea, if I went to the back and flipped, but I like to handwrite it. I write little analysis, whatever might be happening at each moment underneath. And that's what I do. But I figured, if this is for everyone, I'm going to go, video part by video part, and do it digitally, and you could, purchase it. It's not going to be an accumulating, full solo transcription. It'll be in parts, and it'll coincide with each video, alright? And what I'm going to do is, each day we'll have, a minimum of one chorus that I do, and it's always going to end at the chorus, so it's going to be divided up, in a way that makes sense. And I'm planning to do the whole thing. It's basically I think something the first 5 minutes of the recording, but it's a worthy adventure. I don't usually take my time because it's not going to be the only video I probably do, but that's what's going to be happening, alright? So hopefully you're down for this. So enough of the rambles, so I'm going to get into it now. And I already just have the file open for my notation thing, and I already did the melody, because you know what? We're learning musical material. It's the melody of the song, but it's still Miles playing with the band, right? So let me actually just play that first. Go to the recording. I know the sound quality may not be the best, but here we go. So basically the melody, the first chorus. Alright, and then we're going to kick off there, and you're going to see me do it, because I haven't transcribed anything else yet, so it's genuine. Alright, but I already have that, not that you need to hear this, probably hear that a little bit, actually probably be better if I do it with the recording once and just talk about it, just because I'm here to educate, right? Right? And I nerd out about this stuff, even the length of the note F blues, F minor pentatonic. We all know that, but we always, want to learn other stuff. Literally, he's using like 3.5 notes in that whole melody. I say half because the very first note that he plays is like the blue note, and then he doesn't even play it again. Like literally, it's 3 phrases: 1, 2, 3, and 4, and like a triplet there. And that's going to be a lot of what I might be talking about here, like the rhythms, because that has a lot to do with the phrasing, how they connect. The harmony matters too, right? So 1, 2, 3, and that's a pickup. Then saxophone and piano fill the space, and then the second phrase, and he holds this, right? Literally 2 notes. Same rhythm with the triplet. 1, 2, 3, right? And then the last phrase, right? And that's going into the 4 chord, and he's literally holding that note on the trumpet all the way until like 1 measure to go, all right? And that might be hard to do on the guitar, but little things like that, like the note lengths and how that affects the phrasing, it's really important to keep these things in mind, all right? And I know right now I kind of glossed through this one because I already did it, but this will all be in the PDF, like I said, if anyone's interested, and obviously it's on Patreon. Everything on this channel is on Patreon for only $5 a month, right? And also, I forgot to mention this before I begin the first chorus here. I'll probably do like 1 or 2 choruses today, just because I did a long intro, but maybe 1, we'll see. But I decided to notate this and learn it in the same octave as Miles, and I'm saying that because the trumpet, naturally is more in the higher register where his melodies are and pierce through, and I can hit most of the notes, but it's it's high on the guitar, and sometimes I might learn something on the guitar depending on the original source instrument, like an octave lower, or just write it because it's all just material at the end of the day. But I decided to keep it the same octave. There's like a few notes in this solo that I can't hit. We'll just adapt and, maybe do an octave lower or whatever. I'll approach it when we get to it, alright? So, let's get into it. So, maybe I will just let the whole first chorus of the solo go by right now, so we can hear it. And I'm already, I have familiarity with this solo, but... Alright, so, I was thinking about if I wanted to use the computer or the phone. This is the little tedious stuff that I do, so. Right? Sounds like the flat 5. Before I notate it, I want to get a few more notes. I think that's it. Alright. Let's see. I didn't actually expect to get those yet, but let me just see so I can write that all at the same time. Perfect. Alright. So, to me, there's a lot of cool stuff in this already, alright? So, he's coming in on the downbeat of this chorus, right? And the second note there is kind of like a little short grace thing, just like a tritone down. Like this is like the flat third of the F, or a sharp 9, however you want to look at it. And it's just 2 eighth notes, 1, alright? Alright, and then he lets the whole bar go by, so it's like 1 and 2, 3, 4, right? So I'll put the rest in. And then he does the same thing, but instead of, embellishing it with this tritone, sounds like he's hitting that. Maybe I'll just confirm this, just because, why not, right? Yeah. Right? Always helps to sing. Yeah, so the second time in bar 2, the 2/8 notes are, the first one is the same. That's like the main note that he's hitting, like the sharp 9, flat 3rd, whatever you want to call it. And then this time, that's the blue note, right? Flat 5. That's cool because, I mean, and this one is like the 13, right? So, kind of like a bluesy, like if we're thinking F7, like that's the chord, you know, or even, 7 sharp 9. Or, and that's like the flat 5, which always has that, bluesy, sound as well. So even the note choice, the phrasing, it's like how simple can you get? Da-da, da-da. And then something like that, right? Let me just confirm that and we'll talk about that. Yeah. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, and let me just notate it and then I'll talk about it. But that's also coming in on the downbeat of the next bar, bar 3, beat 1. So hold on a second. I'm gonna be 8th notes. Sorry. And actually, for this, when you have like repeated notes, I wasn't even thinking of this, but I will in this little series. The articulation, I think it sounds good to pick all the notes, right? Alright, so let me just finish this and I'll, talk about it. It's like 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then that'll be the downbeat of the next measure. So this is the root, then this is the 5th, and then the blue note or flat 5, and then that one's going to be a quarter note. And for this, this is me like being specific in my notation. Like that quarter note, like I may never look at the notation ever again, but I understand the value of writing it out and understanding it clearly. But I'm gonna notate it with like a staccato because it's like da 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 da. You don't want that long. Like it sounds better if it's right. So I'm gonna put the staccato on that note on beat 4, and then it 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, right? That would be like 2 quarter notes, beats 1 and 2, right? So that would be, and I'm gonna add staccato to beat 2 because it's the end of the phrase, right? Yeah, I think that's it for that bar. So I'll put a half note. Hold on. Okay. So, and that little thing, like I said, harmonically, I mean, it's got the 9, it's bluesy, it's got the door, it's like a blues scale or pentatonic, and I have the 9, it's all the same stuff. That's why people get too concerned with that stuff sometimes, it's just pretty straightforward. It's, like the minor, the bluesy sound, right? And it has so much phrasing and personality. 1, 2, 1, right? And it kind of shows you, like, it's the rhythm, it's melody. Alright, let me finish this. Let's see. I'm thinking, because I'm doing this for the first time as I go through, I might try to transcribe more without talking, just, keep moving. get to that rhythm when we get to it. So it's coming on the 4 chord, 1 and 2, and so it's coming on the and of 1. So so play it twice. We'll get to that after. Quarter note here. It's the end of the 5th bar, the 4 chord, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 4. Then we have another measure of 4 chord. Put a staccato on beat 4 there. Alright, so let's hear these little bends, you know, with this little minutia in the phrasing. One, 2, 3, 4. So it's like. Right? Look at the specifics here. This is what's going to make the video go long. Let's do it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, interesting rhythm. First one is going to be like a little. Let's look on the software. Do we have like a pre-bend and release? I go to 8 here. I think it's a dotted quarter note too. Where are the bends? Oh yeah, pre-bend release, and it'll be a half step. Technology, right? Look at that. And then next one, 1, 2, 4. Yeah, I guess we'll do like a dotted quarter note thing. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. You know. Next one will just be and then beat 1. I think it has a little release thing too. Let's confirm this. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll just do like next measure, just a quarter note. Did before. Oh, make sure it's not a full bend. Alright. And then I think that's it for that bar. We should have like one more phrase. Let's see. Okay, Gotta love whole note rests when you're in the transcription game, right? Alright, so now we're in the last 4 bars, and the first measure of that is coming in on beat 2. So, yeah. Let's just get the phrase first so it can fill it in. Let me just make sure some of them might be singles. Let's see. Yeah. Alright. There we go. And the next one I'll start with the next video. Well here, I got the first part of it. We're almost done here, so... Yeah, actually we'll do it in this position on the guitar. Sorry if you haven't been able to see the guitar. 2, 3, and 4. It's gonna be 8 notes. So... Ah. Sorry. Okay, so beat 4. So then we got the root, and then the 9. That'll be like a quarter note with staccato. And this is basically, if we're an F and the 5 chord is C, which we're at, 1, 2, the 13, flat 7, basically just a straight up dominant with the 13 and the 9, pretty typical. We'll just finish it here. One, 2, 3, 4. Is it just quarter notes? Let's see. I was gonna play anyway. forgot this. Yeah, we'll just keep the quarter notes. It's in the phrasing. Like the first one is like a slide or something. What is that? Root, right? Oops. Yeah, and then I'll leave that for now. So that's the end of the chorus. The next bar, you know, I might have a pickup, but we're not going into that, so leave that there. Right, the resolution for F, flat 7, 6, 5th, and root, you know? Doesn't get more straightforward than that. Doesn't even have the 3rd. I just got the 6 and the flat 7, right? Going down scalarly, quarter notes, you know, people think that, you know, it needs to be more than that, but it's about the phrases, right? So, we gotta wrap this up, you know. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the next one is like something like that. But 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, 3, 4. You know, let the space go by, and then the last 4 measures 1. Right? So I'm gonna leave this one here because how long is this even going? 27. You know, I would expect this to be like a long form type of thing, but this was the first one getting a feel for it. And this course, you know, it's funny because it actually seemed extremely simple, but sometimes it's a little minutiae. I mean, I'm just transcribing like anyone else, but, you know, Miles, some people think his ideas are simple or they're, you know, whatever, but when you really listen and get the minutiae of it, you really see the beauty and the, you know, excellence in it. So, like I said, this is going to be on my website if you want to buy this PDF, and Patreon, and you know, if you like the video, just give it a like, subscribe, support me. If you're interested in taking a lesson or whatever, hit me up, do all that, and I'm gonna shut up now because I'm probably rambling your ears off at this point, right? So, alright, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.